Good morning, it's Easter Monday. I hope you're all doing good. It's a public holiday here, so it's very quiet around my neck of the woods, so that's a good thing. Ooh, hopefully my internet connection will be good to me today, as it's been kind of crap the last few times I've tried the live stream. It hasn't worked, which has been kind of bad. But yeah, today I thought I would build some corners for this building. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting... Oh, pardon me. I'm just putting some doorways in as a template on their own layer, so I can delete them later, or actually, well, delete the whole bottom layer in a moment, because this map that I've got before me is actually from a previous build. It's one of the side areas for my endless dungeon crawler, because each dungeon crawler map is it is if I just pop that there and then zoom out, there we go, that button. Okay, so zoom out a bit more there. Okay, so each dungeon, if you haven't streamed in before or viewed before, what I'm actually doing is I create maps which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're 10 by 10 cards, and the whole idea is that you'll put, one card down beside another card, and it'll just build a dungeon as big as, or as small as you want. And each of them has exits on the sides, so you can, move from dungeon to dungeon. And it starts off with a surface building that you can create. And so this is the eastern wall of that surface building. So what I'm going to be doing today is building corners. So build like a corner up here and a corner down there. But what I'm planning to do, so now that I've made this little template folder, I'm going to get rid of this map by deleting all its layers. So let's get rid of that, and get rid of the floor. Bonk. There we go. And get rid of the ground. Dink. There we go. So there we have our... Oops, I haven't put... Got to put some up the top here. So these are little doorways. So I'm just going to put this, so it's at 3, and so it goes there. And this one goes 1, 2, 3, and right there. So that's a template of where all of our doorways are supposed to go. And I've completely forgotten how big, hang on, let me open up this. Okay, so it's 2 squares is the ground. Okay, so these 2 squares, that's where the wall is right there. Okay, so if I'm going to have the wall right there, let's put in the wall. Go back to our up here. So let's build a corner. So it comes down and turns here. So we've got a corner there, and we need a corner there like that. And then if we have, so this will be a corner roughly about there. So let's just quickly pop in. Whoops, don't want to use that. I want to have the outer wall, which will be these guys. So if we just quickly drop these in, I'll sort of like do a dashed line. So that way I know that is where my edge of the building is going to be. And then I might put in windows and whatnot on some of the rooms. So that's why I'm only sort of doing like a dashed line. I'm not filling the whole thing in just yet. But I will actually put that, like the actual joining segments in, since you know that is where it's going to join, right there. So okay, how are we going to do that one there, and this one right there like that, and give it a corner. Where's our cornerstones and doorways? Here we are. Yeah, I hope your Easter has been good. Mine was a little bit difficult. We had a member of the family pass away recently, so it was a bit of a sad Easter for us. But you know, that's when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, as they say, and then you wonder why you're making lemonade. But let's make a room here on the end, like so. So big square room here. So I'll try and put windows here and here. Let's have a look what we got for windows. Small windows or big windows? They're 2x2. So that's actually I'll do little windows like these, like that one. Put them here like this. So I actually have a bunch of windows around the place. There we go. And then we need this one. It goes there. And then we duplicate it right there like that. And then we're going to have a wall. So we'll put a doorway here, doorway here. So let's go and grab those. So we're going to need... So let's fill in the wall first. So we have a bit of wall go here. And here. And then up here. So you could build, like I'm just making this up as I go along. Now some doorways, so we're going to use this one, put it here, and then this one, put it here. So I've started building this adventure map with the walls first. I could have started with the floor, but I'm building the walls first, and as you can see, I've got it in its own little folder. Okay, so that's the walls, or the outline of that room. So let's go back up, put a corner here, and then we need, same thing over here. Now I'm going to switch the mode of this brush, because at the moment, like this is the move tool, and it will move only what's selected. But if I go and change the option just here, it allows me to grab stuff on the fly. So I'm going to grab that, move it, grab that, move it. Otherwise, if I don't do that, I've got to sort through all the layers of what I put down and work out which is which. But I don't like using this mode of this move tool all the time, because you can accidentally pick up stuff when you're trying to move something else. Like I could accidentally move this when I was trying to move this, you know, because it grabs whatever is under the mouse. That's why I use the mode which says move the selected layers. It basically means whatever is currently selected, it will only move that item, which can be a lot better. Okay, so we're going to have a doorway there, So we'll have maybe a room here, coming into another, or like a hallway area here. Let's do that. So let's use, actually, no, we'll go with square walls for this one. need this one. Put that there. And then a square one on the other side, just like that. And then we'll need, not going to, actually, this one will go over here. Like that. But this is going to come out here. So we're going to need a flat section of wall, like this, yep. And we'll do the same thing over here. So this will be a little bit on the symmetrical side, but I've got to make lots of corners, so you know, you need lots of pieces if you're doing a dungeon crawler. Lots of cards. So this will just be one. This is, what is this? This is southeastern corner of the building. And then I need this corner again, which will go right there. And then I'll need some cornerstones and doorways. And that'll go there. Then I need the other side, which is that one. I prefer, on internal walls where I could be putting doorways, I prefer to use these nice square corners. Instead of, you'll see here, like there's like rounded ones or jagged ones. The square ones work best with door overlays. And generally at a doorway between sections, you know, it's not going to be rough. It's going to be pretty nicely cut. And then we can put a window here. So let's back up, grab our windows. Now you notice with these windows, they've actually got the floor, the artwork for the floor attached. That's because I've done the light sort of coming through the window. I do have overlays, like for example, if I just drag this out, that's an overlay. The whole idea of the overlay, if I just flip it around, or is it layer, transform, clockwise for 90 degrees. The whole idea with this is that you just go and overlay it over a wall. See how it works just there? So you could do that. But the problem is there's no artwork for the floor. You'd have to make that yourself or just use one of the pre-rendered ones. So that's the upside. The downside to using overlays is that yeah, they work really good, but sometimes if you want those little extra features, it means that you've got to come back later and put them in. But you know, that's all. That's why we're here, to make stuff like this. And see, I'm not using a square corner just there. I'm using this sort of beveled edge one because I want this to be, look, you know, be a room that's coming around the corner. And then we'll use this corner piece in here. Like I could, do I have diagonals? Yeah, I do have diagonals. Like I could put a diagonal wall in here, and maybe actually I might do that, like a little short diagonal wall, just as a way of breaking up this area. Just like that. And then we have, so we'll then need cornerstones on the corners. So we actually need 3. So we need just there, this side, and then we need the other side. So that, you know, that sort of breaks up that area. Just having a little diagonal wall. So once I get the walls in, I'll go back and I'll put the floor in. There we go. So we'll need 2 pieces just here, and I think we'll be close to having the walls done. There we go. Oh, 2 just here. Yeah, I've been busy the last few months. I haven't really been making much new content of late. There's sort of been a bit going on. Um, Real life, gets in the way. Um, okay, that goes there, and then we have cornerstones. And I think, oh no, I've got to do the other side down here. So we need this one again. That snaps into place there. And then just need this. There we go. So that should be our walls done for this corner. So now I've got to put in the floor and the grass outside. One thing you'll also notice I have to do with the template is I need to get rid of these, but I want to leave these in. So let's just, oh, I'm missing a bit there and a bit there. So pop that there, and this one right there. There we go. So I think that's all the walls done. Yep. Okay, so we can minimize that, lock that off, unlock these ones, unlock the floor, because that's what I'm going to build now. And we go up and grab our brickwork floor. So I'm going to put a interesting little pattern inside this room. So on the inside here. Just like that. Oop, there we go. Then we need to connect around this side. Oh, that one's come out of position. And then so this like that, and put this piece right there. Okay, and just fill in, or actually put a little pink dot in the middle, then just go and fill in around the edges. So you see how I'm using this 2x1 or 1x2 to sort of fill in, quickly fill in large areas. Like so. But yeah, I've been rather busy of late, so I haven't really made any new content. I recently, at the end of last year, which is only a few months away, I managed to get signed up to be in the Roll20 marketplace and the Foundry marketplace. So I have been busy editing my gear to join those two marketplaces. So if you're wondering what the heck have I been doing, where have I been, that's what I've been doing. Why? If you've been going, why is he not making new map tiles, or why is he not working on his adventure world? That's what I've been doing. It's not very interesting stuff. It's a lot of coding and like keywording of art assets, because on the Roll20 marketplace, all the assets that you upload need to have keywords. So as you can imagine, like imagine this map tile set. Every one of these art assets, I've got to go and keyword, and that's a lot of art assets to keyword. So it's a lot of mundane work. But you do these things because it's a good thing that I got into the Roll20 and the Foundry marketplace. brings my material to a whole new group of people who can discover, building adventure maps. And the cool thing is, the tool set inside, especially Foundry. Foundry has a really good tool set for, building adventure maps on the fly inside the program. Roll20 has got, you can do it. It's a little bit kludgy, a little bit, they don't really have a good way of sorting art assets. They just have like a big suppository, a big repository, or whatever that word is, of that is just all your art assets in a great big clump. And it's okay, but it could be so much more. It could be so much better. Roll20, please make a sorting system. Just a file sorting system. Permit folders. Have folders for art assets. People, that would just be so much better. Or just Like there is a little bit of organization, but I think it could just be better. It has potential. But Roll20 is good for its own reasons. Okay, so that I gotta keep that one. No, it's these two. It's always the ones that you don't think. It's always the ones at the bottom. Hang on, let's just call this template dash doors. Okay, so now that I've made that, I now need to go lock it off and put it in my ground. Okay, so let's go to another one of my different map tile sets, and this is the wilderness map tile set, and I need the grass tiles expansion. There we go. Big grass areas. Okay, why is that doing that? Anyway. Okay, so let's fill in the grass around the edge of this building. And I just want to use... Oops, hang on, I've got to get rid of these as well. Which ones are you? These ones? There we go. So 3x3. So let's put that down there. Oops, into that corner. This is another 3x3. Just use that there. And another 3x3. We can go there. And then I'll use this 2x1. You can go right there. And where's another 2x2? It can go in there, and then I need this one. There. Okay, so that's our grass area done. And let's put in some doors. Lock that off. Let's go back to Dungeon Map Tile 6. Where is it? That one. And where are our door overlays? Simple doors. That's a simple door, that's a simple door. Okay, so we want this one. And it can go... Oops. It can go right there. Then we want another door. Put it there. This one will be a little bit open, and then actually let's zoom in. There we go. And just move about and rotate this. So we go counterclockwise, and then we're going to flip it. Flip it to vertical. There we go. there. Excellent. Then, so we've got doors coming into here. Do we want doors going through here? Yeah, sure. We'll put a closed one. We'll put it over here. So there, like that. And we'll put another one here. Have it even more slightly open. And we just need to rotate it. Put it there. Now I had this on the outer edge, so we're going to flip that. There we go. Okay, so that's this map done. So we've got the outside grass, we've got some rooms, we've got a big room where something could be happening. But that is a corner of the building done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a bit. I'm going to save it. Okay, so what are we going to call this? I'm going to go through and sort all of this. So this is the ground floor corner, and this is east and south. And let's just make this the first one, so 0. So we go save. And I'm going to export as, see if we can make this as WebP. Yep, there we go. WebP, and yeah, export. There we go. So that's been saved out. So I'll upload that to my file storage so my backers can get it and play with it. But let's make another one. So we're going to get rid of all the walls that I've already put down. So get rid of those. Keep my template walls. There we go. Get rid of the doors. Actually, I'm going to unlock all of these layers because I need to delete them. Let's get rid of all the grass. And get rid of the floor. There we go. So we have a fresh blank map ready to start again. So let's make a corner, but over this side. Okay. Which means we will not need, we'll need those ones, not need those, and not need those, because these only need these doorways. And, okay, go into there, go into, where are my brick walls? There they are. And let's start by, again, putting in where the corners actually are. So there and over there. Now, I'm going to try something interesting here. I'm going to make this like a big open area, like an entrance, an actual entrance into here. So, how could I do that? So I can, with the diagonal walls, how can we do this? So let's go. I think someone just asked a question. Let me check. How to make the grass texture. The grass texture is actually, it's one of my map tile sets. You can get it in 2 places, but one of them's got an expansion. If I go up to all my stuff. Okay, so there's a pack called the Wilderness Map Tiles, and in it you will find a folder called Grass Tiles Expansion. So you'll find that there is, in there there's the first group of tiles in the set is actually the tiles from the original Dungeon Map tile set. I added these in as a, for completeness, because this is actually an expansion on that. These grass tiles are only 1 by 1, so there's only one square. All of these. And I made these back with 2012 or something like that. I can't remember. So I made it a fair while ago. And they do, they map, they tile evenly between each other. But the problem with these that I found is that you're often making large areas of grass. So I made all of these as an expansion, especially where is it? Big grass areas. There's a folder called Big Grass Areas, and they are, as I said, large areas of grass. So there's a 2x2. There's a bunch of 2x2s. There's a, like for example, this is a different 2x2. I'm not certain where that color information thing's coming out. I think it's because the color palette that I made this image with is different to the color palette I used with these, but I could be wrong. So yeah, the 2x2, they map seamlessly beside each other. But there are, for example, look, come down here, 3x3. And again, they'll map seamlessly between each other. But they're in the Wilderness Map tile set. So if we go back to the folder, so these are in the Wilderness Map tile set because that's part of a big expansion. Because when I made the Wilderness Map tile set, I made a system for Fey. I call it the Fey Grove, and it's where you make, rooms that look like they're made from shrubbery and mushrooms and stuff. And if I zoom in, let's get a view. Where is it? Never remember where anything is in these menus. So yeah, so it's like, there's walls made from shrubbery and mushrooms and flowers and stuff. So it was, like making like the Fey realm type stuff. But that's where you find those grass tiles. So you get the basic set in Dungeon Map tiles, the very original. So you get these ones in Dungeon Map tiles. So Dungeon Map tiles 1, you'll get these. But if you want to make like the Fey Grove and you want to make large areas really quickly, grab the Wilderness Map tile set, and that'll have this. It also has things like plants, assets, there's mushrooms, lily pads, little bushes and trees. It has like a sections to make rivers, all that sort of jazz. So that hopefully that solves or answers your question on how to do the grass areas. But let me just jump back to what I was doing. Okay, let's jump down to, where was I? I've gotten ahead of myself. Okay. Map tiles, standard map tiles, and brickwork walls. Okay, there we go. Okay. Put brain back onto shoulders. So what I was thinking, if I zoom back out, and thank you for your question. Hang on, let's zoom. Fit image to window. That's what I was thinking of. Brain, it works sometimes. So this is going to be where that will go. And then if I have this one. Okay, so that gives me a single entrance like that, but I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to switch to pick guide, go there like that, and then this guy will come somewhere like that. Let's grab some more. So that goes there like that. And then this one. So we've got like an entranceway in the corner. That's what I'm trying to make. So it comes in like that. So it comes in there. And then do it square that? Or how do I do this? Let's just go back to the squared ones. Do that. Where are we? Do that. And then, we need... Okay, we need to put some... Whoops. That's why I don't like using this mode a lot, is you accidentally move things. Like I moved the background just then. That's not what I want to have happen. So we do that like that. And then we do this in there. That in there. So that comes like an entrance way. And then we have... So we use our cornerstones. So we do this. Now that looks a bit weird, but it's going to be a double door. Well, not really a double door. It'll be two doorways. Door there, door there. Because that then meshes up to there and there. Because that could be a hallway. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. So if you have a hallway, so we'll have a doorway here, like an intersection, here and here. Actually, hang on. Get rid of that. Use my actual intersection, just like that, and then put this here, like that. And then, okay, so I need passageways. Like that. And like that. So that sort of forces, which means I need to hide this entrance. So if I go to bring this up there, and then that's okay. That's that one. So that one's hidden. Okay. Do I want to do the same thing here, or do I want to do something slightly different? Whoops. Well, what I might do is I might put the rest of these walls in so I know where that's going. So that'll go there. Same thing down over here. Like that. So I know that there's going to be something along there. And I'll do the windows. Use these one again. Because I've got odd numbers here. So I can have... Yeah. Well, actually. Let me just try and be something tricky. I'll do the middle window is closed. So I'll just use an overlay for that one. Fill in the rest of the wall. That's going to be there like that. and there, right? So I have an overlay here, so I've got to put a corner there. Like that. Okay, and now I need to pop a overlay in the middle. So it looks like it's got 3 windows, but this one's going to be closed. So pop that there. I'm going to have to transform, rotate it 180 degrees, and it goes right there. So that's how the overlays work, is you just overlay them straight over the wall. Then, so this comes in here, this is going to be a doorway here, so I'm going to need to finish off this room. So that goes there. We then have a piece of wall goes here, so that's the doorway there as well. Then we need to have like that, and then this will be diagonal wall. So let's grab that. That goes there, and then we have one more piece. That goes there, and then we need to use these little diagonal corner pieces. That goes in there like that. Okay, so that section is done. And I want to do pretty much the same thing over here. But I'm going to do... So I'll do only one window will be open, the rest will be closed. I reckon that's how we do that side. So we'll have 2 closed windows, and then just if I get the grab the right pieces like that. And like that. Okay, and cornerstone right in there. Okay, so that's where that's wall section's going to go when I do the window. So all I need to do is fill that in, and then grab my small windows. This one goes here, because that's got the light. This one, it gets turned 90 degrees counterclockwise. There we go. Put that there. Now I'm just going to duplicate that layer, and put it there like that. So there's actually 2 closed windows. Okay. Now I was thinking of doing something different here, so it's not completely symmetrical. How could I do that? How could I do this? Because I still like the idea of the... So I could have this just come into a little room here. And then there's another room here. We might do that. So let's just put this to pick. I need to grab that. So which one are you? You're down there. That one. That one there. Okay, so we have to get rid of that. So we'll put a wall across here. So we'll have a little room in this corner. Just switch back. Whoops. And there's a wall coming here. That connects up there. And then where is it? We have this piece. Goes there. and then we just need a cornerstone there. So that could be like a little, I don't know, guards room. You know, like a little special room where they do whatever they do. And now this will be... So this will be the interesting bit. I like doing these rooms where you kind of have to get to the room, you've got to go out across to a different map tile. And then back again. So this room is not going to connect to this one. So it is quite literally going to be just this little room like this. And this one is just quite literally going to be a room here. So I'm going to not enter. I mean, not put doorways at those sections. Like that. Like that. So that's going to be diagonals across there. So I need to fill in this one. And then a doorway section there. Whoops. That's going to be this. So this comes in, and you can get to these through here. But this one, you need to come in here and go out there, and then to get to this room, you need to come in here. So that way, it sort of forces people to explore. And then we need to have diagonals. Like that. And just there like that. That fills that. So that's pretty much... That's pretty much our walls. This corner done. So we're going to do a tricky bit with some maybe some stairs just in here. So that probably will require a little bit of masking. So let's lock off the walls. Actually, I'll put doors in. Put doors in now. Where are our doors? Simple door. So let's put a door here. And we need another door. So we'll have this one. Actually, have this one open. So let's layer, rotate clockwise. And you can go. It goes there. Although, if I just zoom in, let's go view. One. There we go. This door, we'll flip it. So the hinges are both here on this corner. There we go. Okay. So they match. Okay, and we'll put a door here. We should have a door here. She'll do closed. Just like that. Now I don't do doors on the connections, because it just ends up being weird. Okay, so into there, into there. So we don't need any more doors. Alright. But we do need to do some sort of staircasey type thing here. So let us lock off those and jump to our floor folder. Whoops. And we need our brickwork floor. So how am I going to do this? We will start with that there. And I'm actually going to put this into its own folder. So I need to mask this, so I just want to mask that folder. So that goes there. And then we have, where are our staircase? Standard staircase. let's pop. Do I want it to go a lot or just... Let's do something kind of funky. So we'll make it come down like this. There'll be one step. So do that. So this is a bit of a trial and error. And then we'll have, if I jump back up, okay, we'll have this here. Now this is going to look weird for a moment because it's going to go underneath these ones. So let's pop that back up. Oops. Pop that there. Okay, so we're going to put these under here. So this will look weird for a moment. So we like some little steps, big step, little step, big step. So we go back up to here. Back down to here. Grab this little one. Which one did I use before? So do this. So because this is why I need to mask it. Just like that section there. And then around the other side, so we'll use this one. And there like that. So it sort of goes like that, and then another big step, and another set of steps. So let's jump back up. Pop this down, it'll go there. Means it needs to go right there. And then just add in some more tiles. And here we see poke through coming through more. This is why we need to mask it. Like that. And one more. Like that. And then another step edge here. Just like that. Okay, so that's a step done. Although I might put at the bottom. This looks like this would be a good use of this. So this will come in here. So that goes there. So again, we need to just shuffle these to the bottom of this list. And then we've got a good little connection through to the grass tiles. We've got some grass tiles right to the edge. Okay, so now to mask this, I need to go. So just go up to here, go to add layer mask, add. And then go to selection. Now let's see if I do this right. Okay. So we want to do select inverse, invert the selection, and then edit, fill with that. There we go. It worked right. Something worked right. Okay, so select none. Okay, that is our little staircase overlay section. Now, if I go and add the floor, but I had it below this, let's just call this case entry. So we now need to add our floors, but it has to be below this, so that this overlays those floors. So that their peek through will be under this. Okay. Which means, let's go and fill in this room. No, I don't want it inside there. I want it under there. Good. Whoops. I'm still in the selection tool. Don't want to be in the selection tool. There we are. Okay. Whoops. So we need to come down here and start filling in this room. And now you can see when I do a tile underneath there, it's being masked by the fact that this is above this, which is what I wanted. So we just quickly fill in this room. Just gotta add the floor. I would normally be alt-tabbing back and forth between the between this window and my assets window, but I don't have my full setup at the moment because I'm still rebuilding my computer and I don't have any new graphics tablet yet. Otherwise, I would be flipping between windows a lot quicker. And this construction will probably go a little bit faster. But there's a room done. We're getting there. Okay, so I'm going to do a little floor pattern. These floor patterns are pretty simple. There we go. There we go. Square in the middle. Just like that. And then I'll use a different texture for this room. I'll use this pinky one. It's a nice simple way of making the floor just that little bit more interesting. There we go. Where's the corner? There it is. And we need a straight piece. So it's going to be this one. There we go. So it makes the pattern makes the floor just a little bit more interesting. And then down in here. Gimp's a pretty good program for doing this sort of thing. I use Photoshop a lot for making graphics, but for simple, block placement like this, I prefer the snap. See there's a little grid point there. I just like the snap of Gimp just a little bit better than Photoshop. Photoshop has the same functionality, and I think in some ways it's just it has that edge on Gimp, but I think I just like the snap of Gimp for doing this simple art construction. Gimp is my preference. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do these grass areas. Okay, so let's shrink this down, lock it off, and jump into our ground folder, and jump across to our wilderness map tile set. Again, to the grass tiles expansion and the big grass area. And then just start filling in the grass area. Now, you'll probably notice every time I drag in an asset from this pack, it's a WebP. I think the assets from the other pack was a PNG. You won't get this if you're doing map building in other programs, but Gimp is a little bit more sensitive to the color space. Whoops. There we go. And it's basically telling me you've just added an image that has a different color space. Do you want to continue using its color space, or switch it to a different color space? Or render it relative. I'm just telling it to convert. It's it can be the color space can be a problem, but for this sort of work, it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be shown on a computer screen, which will be fine. Let's go for a big 5x5. There we go. That quickly fills in that space. And then we just need a 1x1 block. There we go. And that's this one done. So there's that corner of the building completed. So when I import this into, let's zoom out. There we go. Oh, that's 1x1. Zoom. Image window. There we go. So there's that corner of the building. So that's an east-west, southwest corner of the building. So let's just actually say that. So this is the southwest. Save. And I'll export a WebP of that. Yeah. Well, this is going to be southwest. Southwest. Why is it being weird? There we go. Export. So that's done for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me bumble through getting phone calls during my live stream. But yeah, catch me hopefully next Monday. Hopefully the internet gods will be kind to me and let me stream. And I'll catch you next week. I hope you have a good week. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like watching me make a fool of myself. Thank you. Bye.